Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Habitual. I hope you all had a wonderful, beautiful week, that you have amazing weekend plans, something preferably to do in the sunshine while we have it. I know I am changing all of my plans to revolve around being outside now that the weather is beautiful. Beautiful. I still can't get over last Sunday being like 80 degrees. I mean, last weekend it was like 80 degrees both days, but Sunday was just, there was like barely any clouds in the sky. Ugh, it was amazing. I spent the whole day by my best friend's pool, tanning, hanging out with the girls, drinking a margarita or two. And when I tell you that, like, that is peak happiness for me. That is, I don't know, there's just nothing that makes me feel as good as laying in the sun and soaking up the sun. It's like one of my top like 3 favorite feelings in the entire world, especially coming after like in the transition from winter to spring, because we've been missing it. We've been deprived. We have been lacking our vitamin D in one way or another. And it is just the most divine feeling in the world to be able to sit in the sun again and really feel the full strength. And I'm just going to go from there and jump right into my daily delights. This morning, I woke up I slept with all my windows open last night because it was so warm and the breeze was so nice. And when I woke up this morning, the first thing I heard was the birds chirping outside my window, and there was like a crisp breeze flowing through my window into my room. And it was so peaceful, and it gave me so much joy. Like my heart felt like it could burst because it just genuinely felt like spring. Like spring is here. She is here. And she is sharing all of her wonderful gifts with us already. So I immediately woke up in such a wonderful mood because of that. And another daily delight of mine is from yesterday, and I cried tears of happiness and joy in the car yesterday, like probably 3 or 4 times. I drove from my house to my best friend's house, and I had all my windows down. I had my sunroof open. I was blasting Harry Styles' new album, which Kisco, stop. Stop. I have been a Harry Styles fan since I was 12 years old. It's been 14 years of my life. And this new album really means like so much to me. And listening to it when it's fucking 75 degrees outside with all my windows down and the sun is like beaming on my face and the wind is warm and I'm just on the most beautiful West County back roads. I don't know. I don't know if there is something equivalent to that. It was just magnificent. Truly, I had the best time. And yeah, I cried a little bit. I shed some tears because I was like, this is what I've been waiting all winter and fall for. And I truly believe that every season has its purpose. And I don't hate or like dislike any seasons. I enjoy winter for the quiet reflection period that it ushers us into. And I think that it's necessary to have those shorter days, longer nights to really spend time resting and being a little hermit and yeah, using that time for reflection. But that being said, I'm a warm weather girly all the way, all the way. I really hate the cold. So this first little taste, this little drop of the warmth, it's been like a drug in my veins. That's genuinely what it feels like. That's not that I've ever done that or would know what that actually feels like. I promise. But that's what I imagine. That's what, metaphorically, obviously, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like sunshine is being injected into my fucking veins and warming me from the inside out. Yep. So that has been amazing. And I was filled with so much gratitude for both where I live, because I genuinely think that where I live is the most beautiful place on earth. But specifically when it's warm, and specifically during spring, everything turns green and it's just chef's kiss. So I was having a little bit of an emotional, in a good way, drive. And I just was so happy and so filled with so much gratitude to live here and to experience the return of the sun. And another is also daylight savings. So now we have longer days, which meant I could be at the pool for even longer. Oh my God. It was just juicy. It was juicy and full bodied and peaceful, fulfilling, wonderful, fantastic, spectacular, amazing day. Perfect in my books. Because who doesn't love spending the day hanging out by the pool with your best friends, sitting in the sun, getting the first tan of the year, and drinking a margarita? Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. But anyways, my day yesterday was absolutely filled to the brim with delights. Oh, and I had a spear sandwich, a deli sandwich, for those who don't know. Not the best deli sandwich. The best deli sandwich, in my professional opinion, which it is professional, is Duncan's Mills General Store. Shout out. It's literally the best fucking deli sandwich you'll ever have in your life. Spears is a close second, but it's just not the same. It doesn't hit as, but it hits. It still hits. And by the poolside, deli sandwich, poolside, margarita, poolside. That's my language. That's my love language. That's the language that I want to speak all the time. It's like a dog, like, you know, those videos where like you say all like a dog's favorite words and it's like freaking out, like that. Those would all be mine. Deli sandwich, poolside, margarita. There would be more, but that would be like a sun, tanning, deli sandwich, margarita, poolside. You have me foaming at the mouth. Like I'm like gnawing at the bars of my enclosure to get there. Anyways, yeah, this sunshine has just absolutely rejuvenated my existence, to be quite frank. Rejuvenated my existence and got me feeling so grateful and in love with the world, my life, where I live, and just feeling the feeling of renewal that spring brings. And I got like a little pep in my step. Like I'm like, let's fucking go. Like let's start the new things. It's also like we're ending Pisces season and it's almost Aries season, which means it's like really, really kicking off the new year, the newest astrological year. Yes. But also with spring, and that's like the newness and like the planting of seeds that are like finally sprouting and all of these. So that funny sprouting. New seeds finally sprouting. And I don't know. It just reminds me of the life is worth living. That's how I feel. And due to all of that, I just wanted to talk about like fun, positive things today. And I'm going to try my best to explain a personal philosophies, I guess, and belief systems beliefs that I implement and hold near and dear and sacred to my heart that I believe have quite literally changed my life. Because I think that doing things or trying to build habits without first reevaluating and reestablishing your beliefs and your beliefs about yourself, your beliefs about life, your beliefs about the world, it's almost like it's like building on unstable foundation. You got to have that like steady framework and know and be able to have gone through the reevaluation and rebuilding of. It doesn't have to be rebuilding. That's not true. But for me, in my case, I guess it was rebuilding the beliefs that make up my world and my perception and my reality, because that is where the catalyst of change can really take off. And to get woo-woo for a sec as well, you have to do all of that in order to manifest well, correctly. There's no correct way. That's not true. To see your manifestations come to fruition a lot quicker, and to also just see them come to fruition in general. And so, to quit the preamble, one of the biggest beliefs that has changed my life is I genuinely, like wholeheartedly, every single ounce of me believes that I'm going to get every single thing that I want in life. Maybe not every single thing that I want, but everything that is meant for me, like I know that I will have. And I trust in my inner guidance system and in my discernment to point me towards what is meant for me through my desires. So to break that down a little bit, I believe that the things that light me up and the things that I want in this life, I want for a reason. And I'm not talking about like material things necessarily. I'm talking about more life path, career goals, feelings. Like I do a lot of my manifestation based off of emotions that I want to feel and states of being that I'm manifesting. It's not necessarily like, ooh, I want a new car. It's like I want to be at a point where I feel free in my day-to-day life. I have autonomy. I can make decisions. I'm free to make my own decisions about what I'm going to do next and how I'm going to spend my day. And that's huge to me. Very important. I manifest that I'm going to have beautiful land and home that is going to be mine, that I am going to be able to steward and take care of and raise a family on. And I picture it, but I picture it with the emotions that it brings me and the emotions that I want to feel in my life. Because I don't really want those things unless I get them with the feeling, right? Like I don't want a house in property if I'm having to work a 9-to-5 job that I fucking hate every day. That's not fulfillment for me and for my manifestation. So instead of just manifesting the thing, I try and manifest the emotional state that comes with it. But I'm getting a little off topic. Well, it's kind of on topic. But I trust that the things that I desire out of this life, I desire them for a reason, and I desire them because they are meant for me to accomplish and for me to attain. And I trust in my guidance system and in my discernment and my ability to navigate my desires and to understand what I am desiring on a soul level for fulfillment and joy and betterment of my community and my life and the people around me, versus things that I'm desiring that stem from my ego, or things that I'm desiring that only impact others' perception of me and don't actually fulfill a deep need or desire in my heart, in my body. And I think that I've talked about it in a previous episodes, but I think that a lot of things that helped me get clear on my discernment was stopping smoking weed, and not drinking very much. So having like a 99% sober mind and living sober living for the most part has sharpened and honed my ability to trust in what I want and to trust in what I desire for my future, and to be able to tell that difference of, is this something that's actually going to fulfill me and change my life and promote that feeling that I really want to feel, that I'm manifesting, that I am constantly working towards? Or is this something that I just want because it might just make my ego feel good? And I might feel like people perceive me to be in some box that I want to be perceived as at that time, you know? And I think that once you get to that, once you're there and you know like how you want to feel and what you want out of your life, like I don't think that there's anything more powerful than knowing that and then starting to take actionable steps on how you're going to get there. And beyond that, it really goes back to the first thing that I said is, I believe that I will achieve all of that. Like, I believe that it's meant for me. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that I am meant to do the things that I feel really called to, and the things that spark a sense of joy and passion in my body and in my heart and in my mind. It's like I see it as like it's like this light, like how I can follow my discernment, how I've learned to follow my discernment and understand what is meant for me versus what is not, is truly through the freaking, now that I'm realizing, it's like Marie Kondo. Like, does it spark joy? Like, I'll sit there and be like, does this align with what makes me feel good? Does this align with the long term? Might not make me feel good right in that moment, but if this pays off, if this, if I achieve this, is that going to, is the process for the most part, and is the end result going to provide me with joy and satisfaction and fulfillment? And if the answer is no, then I know. But it's like a treasure map. You can just follow the things that light you up on a soul level. And I don't even think that you need to really go. I mean, there's so much more to life. So that's not true. But I'm just saying that's kind of like all you have to follow in what I believe. In this belief, you follow what sparks joy, you follow what lights you up inside. And that's the path that you are meant to be on. I used to spend so many hours, days, years being like, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do here? Like, there has to be, something bigger that I'm meant for than working an office job. And that's just me personally. But I just have spent so much time questioning, what am I meant for? What am I supposed to do here? What's my purpose? And once I realized that my purpose is to follow the things that continually light me up and continually make me happy, and have been lighting me up since childhood, and going back and reviewing those things and then taking that and finding the ways that those can relate into my daily life now, and things that I can do now that's to spark the same sense of joy. That is what I truly believe is my purpose. And I believe that through following these little beams and blips and sparks of light, that I will get there eventually. And I trust in the universe. And I don't care if it sounds so woo woo or spiritual or whatever whatever you think about it. but it works. At least it works for me. And I have like pretty much blind trust that as long as I'm being clear on my desires and doing my part to take actionable steps towards that, I genuinely believe that it is going to work out. And I trust that the universe will provide everything else for me. And it's kind of worked so far. I mean, it has worked so far. I have written my life right now. I have written and manifested this exact, like everything that I have in my life right now. I can go back like a year and look in my journals, and it's the exact life that I was manifesting a year ago. Like to a T. It makes me cry when I read them because I'm like, holy fuck. Like there was once a time where this was all I wanted and now I have it. And is that not the most humbling and grateful experience and perception to have and to be able to look back at? But yeah, I genuinely believe that what is meant for me will find me as long as I'm doing my part. And I believe and trust in my desires and that I will have them and I will achieve them. And I trust in the universe to handle everything else. And it's changed my life. And you can call me delusional. It doesn't matter. Like, sure, it might be delusional, but it works. Like my brain, like your brain creates your reality. Your brain creates your reality. The things that you tell yourself are true to you. So when I say that I genuinely, like, I know that I'm going to get everything that I want. And I don't really care how that sounds, to be honest. And that's the other thing is I don't have a timeline either. I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I'm going to have everything that I want in a year from now. Like, no, I trust in like, that's not on me. I'm going to do what I can do. And the universe, that's the universe's not problem, but like, that's their business. That like, I'm not putting a timeline on it. I know that it's going to happen eventually, and I trust in that. And because I trust that it will happen eventually, I know that it will. And it's a life-changing belief, truly. And it's like you can add all the TikTok jargon and whatever that you want to it, like lucky girl syndrome, being delusional, like all of that. Like, yeah, sure, maybe it does fit under all of those, but it's also just my reality and what I have now made my reality and what my brain perceives as real and true. And it's worked so far. It's been working so far. So anyways, I obviously love to talk about this stuff, so you can tell I'm rambling. But okay. And then piggybacking off of that, another one of my core beliefs is that, and this took a lot of deconditioning. I will put that out there, like a lot, because our society pushes the fact that life is supposed to be hard and you have to earn every single thing that you get. And I know that this might be such an unpopular thing and people might be like, no, like you lost me there. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm just explaining what has changed my personal life and rewiring my belief system to believe that life is not supposed to be hard, that it's actually supposed to be easy, has changed like everything about my life. I don't believe and I don't subscribe to glorifying the struggle, to glorifying the hustle, to subscribing to hustle culture, like girl boss, like let's work as hard as we possibly can. And you have to work, 20-hour days to accomplish your goals. But like, if that works for you, that's fucking awesome. And I am not diminishing your hard work whatsoever. You have obviously put in the effort and energy, and that is amazing. I just personally, I don't think that happiness is something that has to be earned. To me, it's not something that has to be earned. It is a birthright. Like by just being myself, I deserve and have earned my happiness and satisfaction and joy in life. And I believe that for every single person. You don't need to prove yourself or prove or earn your rest or earn the right to relax or work so hard that, like work yourself into a burnout. And then that's when you get that. And then that's when you deserve rest and relaxation. Like, no, I genuinely believe that everyone deserves pleasure in every single day. I said that in last episode too. I wholeheartedly believe and know it to be true that I and you deserve to feel good every day. And part of deserving to feel good every day is also comes with the belief that I don't have to work or struggle to have those feelings. And I don't think that also goes into success. I don't think that you have to work yourself to the bone to be successful. I don't think that you have to hustle and put on this whole girl boss front just to be successful. It's not supposed to, in my mind, it's not hard. There are hard parts about it, just like there are hard parts about everything in life. Every aspect of life, there are always going to be hard parts. But as a whole, it can be easy. Okay. One of my favorite quotes is actually on this vision board right here, but you can't see it because it's blurred right now, but I'm going to read it. I can achieve my wildest creative dreams going slow and resting often. Going slow and resting often. I think there's so much wisdom in that quote and in those words and in valuing rest and regeneration just as much as progress and effort and energy expenditure, because that is how you continue to perform at a high caliber, is by resting often and moving slowly, so that when you are performing, you can do so at your highest capacity. And there is no burnout. There is no, oh, I pushed myself too far, or I did like X, Y, and Z. Like, no, because it's all about balance. As long as you are able to balance the efforts that you are putting into your dreams and your goals with pleasure and rest, then I genuinely think that it can be easy. Making money doesn't have to be hard. Finding success does not have to be hard. If I tell myself, and again, so many people might think, oh, this is so delusional and this is so woo woo and this is so, whatever, I don't know. All the things, people are going to discredit it basically. And that's okay. Because if that's not what works for you, that's not what works for you. And you can continue to believe that you have to give everything to achieve. And guess what? When you believe that, you probably will have to give everything to achieve what you want to achieve. However, I'm not in a rush. I would rather build a sustainable career, creative practice, life, a sustainable life that I enjoy, that starts from the bottom with balance, with moving slow and resting often. I would rather have it reach my goals years later, but have it be something that I am enjoying the entire process of, than the instant gratification of achieving said goal, but at the expense of my mental health, my physical health, and my livelihood. And that's also really black and white thinking. It does not have to be one or the other. I'm just saying the world and our society has conditioned us, or at least I had been conditioned to believe that all of these things had to be hard and that you had to sacrifice so much to achieve the level of success that you want or to achieve the life that you want. And deconditioning that has, honestly, shout out to Giselle at Cosmic Laundry for instilling this in me through the Daughter of Aphrodite course, because it has truly changed my life and opened my eyes to the fact that our society is built on the patriarchy, right? 24 hours in a day, waking up, doing the same thing every day, going to the same job, doing the same thing every single day. And that is based on a man's hormonal cycle. A man's hormonal cycle resets every 24 hours. This current work world is designed for men and for a man's hormonal cycles because it's solar, right? It's with the sun. It resets, it does the same thing every 24 hours. However, a woman's hormonal cycle follows the moon. It's a 28 to 34-day cycle. It fluctuates through those 30 days. It has ups, it has it's so much more nuanced and over such a longer period of time that why would we discredit a success or a career or a life that is built around that instead? I want to have a life that is built around my body and my brain because your hormones control everything. And I want a life where I can rest when my body is calling for me to rest and take action when my body wants me to take action, and to live in tune with that instead of trying to numb and suppress what my body is telling me for the sake of living on the 24-hour stereotypical idea of success and career and whatnot. And that's just a little side tangent, but I believe that life is supposed to be easy. I believe that achieving my goals is easy by going slow and resting often. And the pressure that takes off of you and the way that the world opens up is just, I have a hard time describing it because I can't think of specific concrete things, but my overall quality of life has increased exponentially since shifting my mindset and my beliefs to now hold the two that I talked about today. And I might just make this a series, honestly, and continue this because this doesn't even scratch the surface. But these are definitely the biggest two mindset shifts that I've had. That I honestly, it was hard for me to talk about because as excited as it makes me, it's something that it's so ingrained now. It's just part of my belief system. It's part of how I move through the world, is believing and trusting that my desires will lead me to what is meant for me and that I will achieve them and get them, and that the universe is working for me to make all of these things happen. And I will never, ever again glorify or fall prey to the glorification of struggling in the name of hustle, in the name of girl boss culture. You can be a fucking girl boss no matter what. You're all women are girl bosses. And I'm also not saying don't put that energy and that effort into your dream. No, you have to. There are certain things that you have to do that only you can do to take those tangible steps towards your goal. And I am by no means saying not to do that. I'm just saying it does not have to be this intense, stress-filled, jam-packed schedule. It does not have to be that. It can be this wonderful, beautiful thing that naturally flows from you and through you and for you. And that it can be, every step of it can be enjoyable. And there are, again, like I said, there are obviously going to be hard parts because everything has difficult aspects in life. But when you have resilience and trust and faith and belief in yourself, the hard the hard parts are few and far between because you just know that it's happening for a reason and that maybe it's just redirecting you. Maybe it's teaching you a lesson that is going to be the cause of your success later down the line. There are 1,000 reasons, but if you can shift your mindset, you can shift your reality. Period, point blank. If you can shift your mindset, you can shift your reality. Just think about what your beliefs are about the world and about success and about your dream life and what you do and don't deserve, and see if it could use a little rearranging and see if it could be more supportive and uplift you more in your life and in your dreams and in your goals, and see what happens. I don't know. I think I'm going to make this a series though, and I'll continue to talk about how I really made these shifts, because saying it is one thing, but believing it is a completely other one. And maybe going into more detail about these. But I think I'm just going to wrap it up now. I've been talking for a really long time, and I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Please don't forget to share your daily delights, or if you want to share a belief that maybe has been outdated that you have held on to, or anything, any comment that you have or want to share with me. As always, I would love to hear it. In case you haven't heard it yet today, I love you.